Interest rates are not going down. It's
Well,
bullshit.
fixed are going down, right? And that's has a lot to do with the bond yields. So it's going to play some impact on the market. And really think that people, are really gearing up for a bang up year next year, in a sense, probably a lot of agents and a lot of home sellers. And I just don't think that's going to come together. I think we're going to see good progress from sales over last year. Yes. But if someone's going to think prices are going to the moon, they're not.
Well, the thing
Kind of,
is, Mark, everybody, and I had a client call me from YouTube the other day, and he says, well, aren't things picking up now that interest rates have gone down? And I said to him, well, interest rates haven't gone down. Actually, I told you I was talking to my mortgage guy yesterday. He said the fixed rate actually went up because of the bond yield. Like the fixed rates haven't gone down. And
no.
most people in general don't go variable rate. They're too scared to do that.
Well, that's the big thing, right? Because
Hmm.
we're just coming off something of high rates. They're not dipping their toes in that variable market yet. It's too risky for them,
They're too
even though
scared.
those
Yes. So I
like
found an article that
if
forecasts.
anyone's looking to do something in Barrie Real Estate, check out our links at the top of our descriptions. We can send you a full custom list of homes based on your criteria and give you an honest home evaluation. So
Okay.
click.
So this is the forecast over the 2024 to 2029. They're saying over the next 5 years.
Mhm.
And if you look, so the Bank of Canada rate right now is, and it's actually at December 3rd today, 3.75. The prime rate's 5.9. 5 year variable is 4.8. The 1 year fixed is 5.59. The 2 year fixed is 4.54. 3 year is 4.09. Um, and the 5 year is 4.14. So if you look what they're saying, like at the end of this month, they're saying it's going to go down another quarter of a point.
Yeah,
So
it's
probably
August.
the December 11th thing, right?
I think it's the 13th, but in that time frame, yes.
Somewhere in there. And then we're going down a little wee bit on the variable and the fixed, but like our fixed things are still really flipping high.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's gonna take some while and confidence. And the other thing that I'm a little bit worried about now, with the change of government in parties is the US. Like Trump's talking about putting all these tariffs in, and it's gonna impact Canadians in a bad way if he goes through with it. I don't think he's going through because I think there's more damage to be done in the US as well. So what happens if manufacturing slows down here?
Yeah, I know.
Big job losses. I don't know. I think it's going to see something we know the variable product is going down. That we know. We just, why aren't the fixed going down so much? Because of the bond yields. Our dollars dropped so much in the last 3 or 4 months.
Hmm. Well,
And
and look at even when we have a Bank of Canada rate, they're predicting June 30th, 2026, 3% prime 5.2, variable 4.05, and 1 year fixed 5.27, 2 year 4.35. You get into the 3 year, you're still at 3.94. You're still close to 4%, and the 5 year is 4.12. Like even when you keep going to 2026, we're not getting, we're still hovering around 4 and 5.
yeah, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon because the yields are pretty high. Let's see what the yields are like today in the US. Let me just open up my app here.
And Mark, they still have to have the stress test.
That's the biggest problem right there. Let me just go to the
So
bottom.
if a 3 year or a 5 year fixed is 4, they're still qualifying at over 6.
Well, that's the problem. So still, there's going to be a lot of people still pushed out of the market for one. There's going to be some people that if they're not in good equity positions and need a bigger home, um, it's going to be tough to qualify,
Yeah.
right?
And they got even in like 2028, the end of 2028, we got a Bank of Canada rate of 2.75, prime's 4.95, variable 3.8, 5-year fixed 5.19, then 4.4 as you go along, and a 5-year fixed is still 4.32. It's actually higher than now.
Right.
Like interest rates are not going down. Like just because the Bank of Canada rate is going down, the interest rates all the way along here are not.
Fixed aren't. No, the fixed aren't. So
No.
a few things that I think, people are going to have to soon start accepting that it's normal to see a 4.50 as a fixed rate. COVID, if someone's going to hang on and going to wait to purchase until we see a rate back in the COVID, it's going to take another disaster like that for the feds to drop that fast,
Yeah,
right?
we're not going down into the twos and
We're
threes.
not. We're
It's
not.
not
So,
happening.
once that sets in with homeowners and home buyers, then things might change and the sentiment might change. Like we're seeing decent transactions for the last couple of months in the market. That's a good indication that, hey, we're seeing a little bit more activity. But in saying that, is it safe to say buyers are coming back? I think it's too early to tell. Is it safe to say, well, we got the right product mix and that's kind of why it's the
I don't know.
transaction?
Sales are up over 50% this month.
Sure, they're up, but what does that contribute to? Some buyers or sellers saying, you know what, now's the time to sell. We're moving, or we're going to trade up, or we're going to get out of the market for whatever reason. Yes, but is it also that, oh my God, we found the right property we've been looking for years? Maybe.
Well, you know what's actually happening to me? The last two or three purchases and sales that I've done are first time buyers
Yeah, yeah.
because December 15th, the rules change.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
can do 30-year AM, which makes it more affordable.
100%.
And like everybody I've been taught, like a lot of them are first time.
For sure, but it's not. Are we going to see? Is that going to continue to drive the market? I don't think so because homes are still high.
Well, you know what though, Mark? It's a chain effect. If you can get first time buyers to buy, which is what the government I think is trying to do by giving all these incentives to new homeowners, when you get first time buyers to buy, it's a chain. So they buy the home, the starter home. The starter home people now are moving up because
Mhm.
now they have two more kids and they can't fit in their house anymore. And now they're going to move up to something bigger. That's why the first time home buyer has always been the goal because once you get them in the market, everybody else moves up. Things move.
Yeah, I agree with you to a point for sure. And in a perfect world, yes. I just think there's a lot of barriers for that first timer to get in the market. This is the step in the right direction with the 30-year amortization. I think it's great, right? And I do think if we don't see, we're not going to predict to say property values are going to come down. We're off from last year a couple of points. Yeah, probably safe to say. But for that buyer that's sitting there going, oh, I want to go, I'm going to wait till they drop real good. That's already happened. I think we're in the stabilization consolidation mode right now in the real estate market. We're not seeing great price increases. We're not seeing, volatility dropping. We're seeing some deals out there once in a while for sure. That's in any market. Sellers motivated, whatever,
Well,
take
the
something.
big drops already happened, and I mean, I read a big article and I was reading it to you the other day how they're saying that if people are expecting the crash to come, it's already happened. Like the statistics are almost already in crash mode.
Yeah.
That's what they are. From 2, 3 years ago, the drop that's happened, that's considered a crash. It's already happened.
Right. And then that's we've seen some decent stability in the market the last few years, right? But what would I say to a seller today that is thinking of listing next year is to have realistic expectations. Just don't think this market is going to peel off because we're seeing an increase in transactions. right? It's over last year, which is good. But when we're looking further out, we're looking at year to date. We'll be over year to date transactions from last year, which is good. Probably 6, 7%.
Mark,
That's a step to
last
the
year was the worst year in
right.
25
Right.
freaking years.
Right.
If
So
we're not over, we're in big trouble.
right. So we're going to see, but it's only been the last couple of months that has really helped get that number up.
Yeah.
So the last 3 months. So, and December will be slowing as we're seeing the market slowing down right now, which is a normal time of year. But, I just think the sellers out there should be very realistic in what's going on with the market next year.
Well,
That
every agent I'm talking to too, I've talked to 4 or 5 over the last few days, and they're all saying the same thing that they're going to some listings appointments, they're not taking the listing
well,
because the people expect because they hear the noise that the interest rates are coming down, they think that the market's going to go crazy
right,
and they're pricing way too high, they want way too much and they won't budge.
right. So that's not a motivated seller. There's no motivation behind that seller to say, okay, I'm going to sell. They're not telling you, okay, I want to sell and I want to move here. No, it's if I'll sell if I get the right price. That's a listing that no one wants today. And I see, and there's many of them out there. People take
Lots.
lots, and we see that in the market. So for a seller to get educated, look at sold data. Look at the sold data. When you got your agent coming in or interview, I always say interview 3 or 4 to give you a concise evaluation and get a feel for what's going on in the market. If they can't provide you that, they're not the agent for you. You sit down with your computer and say, hey, you know what? This is how I see your house price. Here's why. Let's look at some comparables. There's what the market's doing at that time, right? And we always see a little bit of a run up. We always get excited, mid-Feb. Oh my God, you see that listing come up? It sold for 50K over list price. Yeah, but they price kind of low, but there's not a lot of inventory, and these buyers are getting scared they're going to miss out. And we need to get a house on the market. But after we see a plane of more listings coming on in say March and April, that fizzes out. We've seen it year over year the last couple of years. See it last year, buyers were calling, Mark, I got to buy. I'm seeing things, and they were. It's no product. And
Well,
every
the whole problem though, Mark, is back to what our video is about. It's the interest rate thing. I'm telling you. The agents are telling me everybody, the herd and you know what I mean by the herd is the what do you call it? It's people believe that interest rates go down, everything goes crazy. People can now buy houses. All this stuff's going to happen because the interest rates are going down. They're listening to the media. We're putting the interest rates down and we're doing this and we're doing that. They think they have the people poised, the media does, that the market's going to take off. And it isn't.
it's not right now because the rates are still higher
But we
than
just looked at that bloody forecast of where interest rates are going. It's not ever going down anytime in the next 5 years. We're
down to
hovering around the same mark.
right down in the fixed. We're going to see the variable go down, and there will people to dip in there, I think for sure. But we're not going to see the COVID interest rates. We're not,
I
and
don't
we're
think
not.
they're ever going to let it get there. I heard they're going to make it hover around 3 or 4 always because
Inflation is
that is a
declining.
doable, proper thing for the economy. Going down to 1.79 like when I bought my house, that's not even that's ridiculous.
Well, we won't see that because we know what caused that. We don't see anything in the future causing for them to adjust that quick. If we
No,
see us
I bought my house before COVID. I bought
right,
it 5 years ago. But after 2017, the market plummeted. Do you remember that? Builders weren't building. They changed all of they put the stress test on everybody. They did all this
right,
shit and the market plummeted. It plummeted. So then all of a sudden they kept dropping interest rates, trying to get the market going, to stimulate something, get builders building again. And they went down, 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 and they went down so far that now everybody's screwed because now when it is at a proper rate, nobody can pay their mortgage.
well, then they have to fine tune things. It doesn't have to be always rate driven too. They have the capabilities in the resources to change the products.
That's right.
That's what has to happen. If
That's
you want
right.
to get into homes today, they're going to have to change. the amortization schedules. They're going to have to make it more, spread that payment over longer. That would be a win for the market. That would be a win for people getting to home ownership. People really don't care what the payment is. They look at their paycheck every 2 weeks or monthly basis and they go, okay, you know what? I can afford that payment. Great. I'm in.
Yeah.
That's what they
I
do
got
now.
fuzzy all of a sudden, eh?
Yeah, you did. You did. I don't know why. I noticed that too.
I don't know
So,
why either. That's
or,
odd.
or taking the stress test off. That that could be happen. We're going to get a change of government here in this country next year. Will that happen? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not hearing much chatter about it. So something has to happen. There has to be
Something has to change because the interest rates aren't going to do it.
the interest rates aren't going to do it. No, no.
And
So
somebody better tell the bloody government that.
well, they know it. They can see the numbers, but we'll see what happens you know, just don't expect big things next year. Expect small growth in transactions, but I wouldn't predict price growth. I
No.
would. I'm really not, right? We're, I just don't think it's going to happen, right?
Oh, you're
We're
not going to see a big influx of bidding wars and stuff. I don't think so.
no, or over market value is what I look at, right? We'll see the bidding wars where people go, I don't call that a bidding war. Well, we priced it at 499 and we got 625. That's market value, we're going to say
Well,
then.
no, yeah, no. If you're underpricing it to get a bidding
Right.
war, that's not a bidding war. To me, a bidding war is like a few years ago when you actually priced something at a proper price and you got 20 offers and everybody went crazy.
Right. That's what happened. That's what we saw in the COVID days.
Yeah.
We had 20, 30, 40 offers. It was a frenzy,
And you
right?
weren't pricing it low. You
You,
know, you weren't trying to get a war.
no, it just happened automatically.
Yeah.
I think we covered off some good points. Any other things you'd want to say to sellers or buyers?
No, I think that, you have to work with what we have right now. Don't expect some big changes to
Yeah,
all of a sudden change your situation or where we're at.
no.
We
And
are where we're at is where we're going to be
right,
for a long time. So you have to work with what we have right now. Don't price and don't do things because you think something's going to happen in the future. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. Deal with the right now, and that's
right.
it.
And get a qualified agent. Get
Yeah,
three. Okay, that's a wrap. Remember, if
perfect.
you like the video, hit a like and subscribe for more information. You want a home evaluation, an honest one, not a bullshit one. Let us know. See ya.
Perfect. See ya.